I have recently discovered that um, leadership and leaders are, are not as how the world make it out to be. And while we largely believe that leaders are born, some are actually also shaped by circumstances or situations that they have been forced to adapt to. And if they can adapt, then who knows, they can always turn to be a good leader. In the story of Paul Revere's ride throughout New England to warn the people that the British were coming, there is an addendum story about a young girl who was also involved in such an unselfish act. You know, there is a story about a young lady by the name of Sybil Ludington, I think, who who also did a midnight ride. She was 17 years old, and her ride happened quite by accident. Actually, it wasn't something that she set out to do, as Paul Revere set out to do. Paul Revere really did set out to ride throughout all of New England to warn the people and get everybody ready to go fight the British, because they hear that them coming. Some youngsters, there was a group of spies, a whole host of spies that the Continental, the 13 colonies that they were called at the time, which are really 13 states that were independent of Britain, and they, those 13 colonies had them own like a spy network going on. So there were always people working down by the docks at the seaside and in various parts of the country who can give them information about the movement of the British Army, because they are fighting to seek independence from Britain. And so that spy network was wide. It was kind of wide. It was a small group, but it was still kind of wide. And according to the story, a young fellow was also down by the docks who lived nearby Sybil Ludington's house, and she had a horse, and he went breathlessly went home and saw her and said, "Oh, they were talk that the British are coming and Revere gone, him gone a ride," and this was like 1775, and it is said that Sybil just jumped on her horse and went in the opposite direction of Revere, and rode throughout all the night till in the morning, telling people to be ready to get whatever stick them have, whatever machete them have, whatever hammer them have, to crack some British skulls and get themselves ready. And these are quite a few unsung heroes in some of the worlds, in some of our in some of the history of the world. And my new channel, not fully grown yet, but I'll be telling you about some of those on that new channel. Certainly for International Women's Day, I'll be putting out something just highlighting some women that have done some extraordinary things that some of us don't know about. So Sybil Ludington became kind of a local hero in our community, and was regarded as a leader. Why am I bringing up Sybil Ludington? Because I want to say something about this thing with the PMP leadership and Damian Crawford and Bunting's um, um, anxiety towards each other. That's how I'm going to put it. And it is easy, and it would be easy for me to say that I don't want to say anything about the PMP. As a matter of fact, I don't want to get involved in anything. I don't want to go say anything that would seem like also offering them advice, because sometimes when I say something, some of them take it and, and serve as advice to them, and I don't want to do that. So that's one thing. But also, I do believe with all my heart that this young democracy of Jamaica is fragile. I mean, many people might not see it because we are so set in our ways of in our little corner, everybody in them own lane, driving them own little vehicle in them own lane, and having them own ideas about things. And many people can't see that it is fragile. But many people can also see that it is fragile. How is it fragile? it's fragile, and I look at Barbados and I see that Mia Mottley is basically she's the entire government, and, and I don't know how it works there. I don't research it yet to find out how the hell does it work to have one party with all the seats in the parliament. I mean, Barbados is a little place that barely have 300,000 people if they have so much, and I worry about it. It kind of I mean, look, we say, how does that work? That one party get all the seats in the parliament, and where's the opposition? And if the people of Barbados are so stupid, because I mean, you can't have voters that just vote for every candidate in a one party. That can't be good. It just can't be good. Can't be good for democracy. Can't be good for the country. Can't be good for even the winning party. It just not it not sound right. Life, the world needs certain things to level. It needs to be leveled, and it needs to be, and it needs to. There must be right and wrong, and back and front, and up and down, and top and bottom, and that kind of thing. And Barbados right now is just in the wrong space where that is concerned. And I don't know it work over there, but that can't be good. It not take no genius to figure out that just simply can't be good. And watching me and Motley how she go around the world, meddling in pretty much everything. She have an answer. She have an argument for everything, and she have an answer for everything. And yes, Barbados economy is doing well, according to some. I am still a basic school minded person who just can't imagine that a one sided democracy, and it's not a democracy. The only reason we call it a democracy is because people actually go out and actually cast a vote. But I don't know how can that be saying that the economy is doing well. The economy can't be doing well when one party win all the seats in the parliament. So I mean, I don't know how that work. But that is not what I came to talk. This is just side pieces to what I'm saying, to what I want to say actually to you. Um, the PNP is supposed to be the opposition party in our parliament, and like Barbados, even though Barbados have broken away from the monarchy, them still operate with a Westminster style democracy, except that it's not a Westminster style democracy anymore, kind of bad because of one party in power. The whole power structure belongs to one party. And no, I don't mean like that. I mean like in the parliament. That's what I mean. It's just one party in the parliament, not the whole power structure belonging to one party. Um, uh, if Jamaica should find itself in a position where one party consistently wins, but the other party also wins, and we have a bench of opposition people, in the case of what we have now, a bunch of clowns. Um, our democracy is still fragile because these clowns can't seem to operate as a good opposition, and they don't seem to understand what their responsibilities are as an opposition. I think in my own mind that because they have not yet accepted that they are the opposition, then they can't begin to actually act like they are the opposition, because their leader is still walking around make believing that him actually is government by some of his utterances and his posture sometimes, and him live in that delusion, and the others behind him live in another delusion where they believe that people actually listen to them, or them have something good to say, or anybody want to hear anything that them have to say. So we are tethering on a little line here that is not a comforting place for us to be. I want Mr. Holness to remain Prime Minister for as long as he's doing the job that he's doing, for as long as Jamaica is prospering, for as long as our people can see them way, and people's lives can get better, and our schools can get better, and our education system will be better. And as long as our health system start to look better, as long as those things are happening, I want my member of parliament to remain prime minister. But in the same breath, or in equal measure, I want us to have a robust opposition. But a robust opposition would be one that can offer alternative to some of our own anxieties. There is no way on the face of this earth that the government is going to be able to fulfill everyone's desires. So sometimes you will have 20 people or 30 people say, yeah, government will say, and the next 5 and 10 say, boy, you me like what I do, but over there, so, me not like the part there, me not like the part there. And that's where the opposition comes in. But there's none of that. There's a bunch of clown people, 28 of them now, sitting over that side, trying to, I think them still trying to figure out what exactly are they and why are they there. I think some of them are wondering why people voted for them in the first place. And I'm referring specifically to the two in Hanover, and which I will talk about at some time regarding the people in shelter down there, and a few who still, I mean, don't have a clue. Them just wanted the power, and somebody gave them the opportunity to do it, and people actually go out and vote for them. So here we are, with the opposition supposedly line up themselves to elect a new leader, certainly within the next 2 years, if we are to believe anything that Damian Crawford is saying. It was supposed to be this year, but them says next year, and since only them one seem to know what kind of thing, as all them do is talk to themselves, them don't talk to the country, them talk basically to themselves. So it's only them one know what go on. But according to Damian Crawford, in like 2 years, so, and he has laid his cards on the table and said that he wants to be leader, and he has made it very clear, and he has never hidden the fact that he wants to be leader of the PNP someday. Now, my personal view in all of this, I'm going to say what my personal view is in all of this, and I'm going to say some other things. My personal view is simple. Leaders are carved from a different mold. I believe that with all my heart, that God didn't just bend down and pick up some clay and decide to make Karen Cecilia cross, and then he's going to take the same clay and he's going to make somebody else. I think God did kind of separate up some clay, add some things to some clay, probably sprinkle some sand in some, probably put some chalk in others. I don't know what God did, but he certainly changed up the clay thing when he's making people, because we are all nuts, it's just our body made from that clay. But when he breathed breath into us, God also did something to that. I mean, I believe my God is awesome. And he can breathe, he might have breathed breath in me and breathe the same breath in a Dayton camper. But look at him comparing to me. So there we are. But Damian Crawford was once seen as the star boy. But there was a lot of star boy that come up in the PNP that they want them hug up and treat them like they are gods, mini gods. And here they are, and one must love them and worship them because they are going to be our next leaders. So there's Damian, but there's also Raymond Price, who, not to mention the Basil Waite and Kern Spencer. Those were there that they all presented to us when I was in the PNP, telling us that, and them this, the future. And then there were some little tiki women, also 1 and 2, that they presented, and the word them fell flat on their face. Every single one of them. Every one of them fell flat on their face. And no matter what their individual issues might have been, no matter what the individual things that might have happened to any of them that would make them fall out of grace with the people, and know them political life not as shine as it should be. Whatever it was, there is one domineering trait that really fucked all of them, and that is They came on the scene to promote themselves, to big up themselves, to go lead people. They came with no humility, none at all. And they came with no love of country, no patriotism, not one of them. They never uttered words that would make you want to dream. They never uttered anything to inspire you. Not a thing. Raymond Price him lime way out of a good political career. He lied his way out of it. He did that all by himself. No one to do it for him. Basil Waite him thief him way out of every opportunity that was presented and given to him. And no matter what he did, more and more opportunity was given to him. And every time him feel somebody pick him up and brush him off and give more opportunities. And him thief him way out of that. Colonel Spencer him corrupt him way out of his. And Damian Crawford chat his way out of his. Came on the scene. Took over the PMP-YO, which he was never even a member of before they gave him leadership. They just give him it. Because him come on the scene and him talking enough and him is a great black hope. Them go so bomb and them give him this and them give him that. Portia give him East Rural St. Andrew. Him don't know how he came by it. Him just become MP. Wake up the man and him a MP. Ask him how he came by it. Him can't tell you. Him just go walk up and down and talk some things and people say yeah and he became an MP. And then some people, including Portia, decided that all of these young fellas, possible great young fellas to be, which is what they were all selling them to be. All of them, including, and here's the next one, Arnaldo Brown. Him not as chatty and as enough as them, but full of shit just as much. And all of them, they gave them power. Ministers of state. And instead of sending them to go work and build something and present themselves to the people as leaders who know what they do, they promoted them quick and fast. Lift them up, carry them on them shoulders and say, yeah, uno it. And they fell flat on them faces. Every single one of them fell flat on their faces. And I doubt very much that they will ever recover. And that includes Damian Crawford. Now, I don't business with the PMP delegate. Delegates decide to elect. For all I know, they will go elect somebody just as how they elected Mark Golding over Lisa Hanna, who not only was a member of the PMP longer than Mark Golding, who was not only a member of parliament who served more terms before Mark Golding came on the scene, who was not only more known to the Jamaican voting population than Mark Golding, who was not only more loved and admired by the Jamaican people than Mark Golding. And yet, they chose him. A little money. And they chose him. Now, a lot of people run up their mouth about Damian Crawford. I see a lot of people coming out against Peter Bunting. Don't know if I'm going to talk about Bunting on this video. Because I want to concentrate on the Damian Crawford thing. And so them continue the whole excitement about Damian Crawford. And Portia made him Minister of State. And him go travel and walk up and down and go out all kind of things. Never service the constituency that he never realized or knew how he got elected to that constituency. I have no clues, not only Portia's coattail, but there were people who were sidelined for him, and those people went out and still help him to win it. Still help him to win it, and him don't know that. Him never know so many people who did that. Now, me not gonna call on him now. But they did. So when time come, and yes, he lost the seat. And when he lost the seat, him say He went down with the politics and now go back and no one but a seat there and Ray and Tay and all kinds of things. Floundering, backpedaling, tricksy, doing all kind of antics. Everything he was just doing antics. Like a, like a showman. Talking up words and telling stories and make everybody laugh. Like a clown. And then, he never get the seat back. And what did they do? He failed, you know. He win the seat without knowing how he won it. Became a minister of state. Never go work the seat. Lost the seat to a man who won him fair and square. Beat him fair and square. And the PNP decided not to give it to Peter Blake. Because for them, Peter Blake can't get it because he's accused of certain things. Now look at them now. Look at them now. Pedophiles, rapists, sexual predators, 2-3 times convicted drug lords. Now sits in King Charles III Parliament. But Peter Blake beat Damian Crawford and him couldn't run. And wasn't charged with anything. Nobody never said him got jail or not like that, as far as I know. But anyway, that's another story. But in any case, Damian Crawford, him run. Him run where? Him always look for somebody to save him. So him run where? Him leave East Rural and him was floundering out there. And they made him senator. I want you to watch him as a you know. Let's go back a little bit. Every time Basil Waite failed, they gave him a new position. Every time him thief something, then prop him up and give him something else to do. Where him can thief some more something. The same PNP me I talk about. I mean, the difference in the people are running, but that's the same PNP. So with Damian Crawford, won the seat without him knowing how him win it, get Minister of State, run up and down, lose the seat, couldn't win it back against a man whose character is tainted and him nice and clean. They promoted him after all of that. And then Peter Phillips said, all right, Great Black Hope, we'll give you a good solid PNP seat for you to go win. And then when you win that, you're on your way to being great. Him talk him way out of that too. Talk him way out of East Rural, talk him way out of the Senate, talk him way out of East Portland. Talk him way out of every damn thing. Lost East Portland to Mrs. Vaz. Promised the people that him going to stay and teach maths. Left in months. Start walk up and down and quarreling with people that all them doing is invite him to conference and everybody want him to come for them conference, come speak. But them to give him a seat. Never really want to work for none. And him never pick a seat and say, I'm going to do some work for this one. I'm just wait till them give him a seat. And just in case the people who supported him, I'm not beating you up about supporting him, you know. I am talking about people to be in opposition who have character, leaders who knows how to make decisions. Went to East Portland, lost. And the PNP did what the PNP have never done before. Him lose a seat and then put him back in the Senate. Those are the follies of Peter Phillips. Put him back in the Senate. Him lose some, I could put him back in the Senate. Same thing. Every time them fall down, we pick them up, brush them off, and give them a new position. So there, and put him back in the Senate. While in the Senate, he was haggling for a seat. Still quarreling for a seat. Going to the Senate, talking up all kind of things. Came up with some great ideas. The thing about him when he comes up with great ideas is that him come up with it and him add this little clownism to it. And him add this little simplicity to it and make it seem like him water it down with him clownism. So it could be a brilliant idea, but the way he said it and the manner in which he put it forward, it seemed like a damn joke. So every man seems as a man just love chat too much, you know. Chat himself out of even the goat them. I mean, I don't think the goat them want him have to say no. So then give him back the Senate position. Because that's what they do. Promote losers, promote people that fall on them face every 5 minutes. I mean, I quarrel with him enough for all of those things, you know, whatever it is that he has that attracts them and attract other people. I've never seen him as any kind of leader for anything. I was amazed when I heard that him have business and goat, because goat requires leadership. I mean, you remember the lady, I think in 2021 or 2022, that got drowned in our gully here, get washed away in the gully. She went down to the gully to get her goat them. Beryl, she name. She helped raise me. Beryl love her goat them. Really love her goat them. That she see the water come and the baby goat up there. She in her old state before she run, go up and jump on the thing. She go back for the damn little kid. Well, we go down a place and him when them found her body. She had the goat. She hug up the goat kid. Committed to her goat. She still have goat, and the entire community still endeavor to make sure the goat them eat. My almond tree can't get too big anytime quick. As it spread out, so I have to start breaking them down and send them down for the goat. She have hope a goat, and her daughter still looks after them. I think Damion have the whole idea of how this goat thing go yet. So, but him say he's a goat man, so he's a goat man what go on. Him chat over things. Want to help youth and youth raise goat. Still, we can't find a story where him take a pair of goat and go give a youth and help a youth build a goat pen. I can't find those stories. If anybody know any of those stories, let me know, because if you're shaping up yourself to be a leader, to say you want to lead a people, then you got to start acting like a leader. But it's a selfish endeavor. It's an endeavor that does not include any kind of patriotism or any kind of love for people. It is just talk and nothing else. Absolutely nothing else. And here we are. Now it's impossible to talk about Damian Crawford and Peter Bunting in one video. You know, Murcutt is my favorite guy. Nobody can trouble Murcutt. That's me alone. Murcutt is my favorite guy. Can't talk about him in this video. But I asked the PNP people them this. And I'm going to implore the JLP people them. Don't take this for a joke or a laughing matter. Yeah, we want the 1 PM to be in office for a very long time. We want Jamaica to keep rising and growing under his leadership. But we also need a steady opposition. We also need a opposition who is thought-provoking and dynamic. An opposition that's going to deal with the matters that the government are sidelining. You know, the government sidelines some matters, because you will have that part of the population who say, yeah, I deal with that, but him not deal with this. Or I deal with this, but him not deal with tada. And that's where an opposition would come in. Not with clownism, not with joke, not with we are going to time come, but solid, patriotic arguments that serve to inspire and motivate the country. And that is not Damian Crawford in any way, shape, or form. That can't be him. I'm not telling the PNP delegates something. Nobody can. Them get them 5 and them 10 and them 15,000. They will do whatever the hell that money tell them to do. And them don't give a damn about how it affects them country or them community or their families. Them don't care. It's a momentary thing. Just I get 15,000, I'm gonna cook a big pot tomorrow. Or I get 20,000, I'm gonna pay off the bill, I'm gonna pay up my partner. Whatever it is that they do, that is it. Leaders are not like the type like a Damian Crawford. Listen, during World War II, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, all by himself one day, foresaw the danger, the danger of the Holocaust being denied. History have recorded that, so that it was President Roosevelt who first got a group of people together and said, this thing that we are all seeing with our eyes, have no doubt that it will be denied by some. So, part of the agreement with Stalin and Churchill was for undeniable records to be established, to be kept during the time that the Allied forces are advancing. Record things, pictures, collect every damn documentation you can during and after the liberation of the Jewish prisoners at the various camps. Leaders are either born or they have sacrificed for something greater than themselves. Damian Crawford don't even know what that means. To sacrifice for something greater than yourself. It's all about him. What sacrifice has he ever made to be wanting to be elevated to the position of opposition leader in this country? Because that's all they will ever be, no matter who get it, opposition leader. What kind of newness can he bring to the discourse, to the discussions about policy, about the way forward, about security? What can he bring forward? Because all the years that we have seen him, he has not learned, he has not matured, he has not grown, he has not found a way yet to grow. Because we don't want him to lose his authenticity, but he has not yet found a way to grow and keep his authenticity. He has no spine. He has no courage. Leaders have courage. Undoubtedly, World War II could have gone differently. It could have gone very differently had Churchill never met with Roosevelt down by his place that he had. Roosevelt had this summer house down in Canada. And he and Churchill met down there. And Churchill said to him, say, we have to go dance with a lesser devil to get rid of the greater devil. And that's how they rope in Stalin. And the three of them together dealt with Hitler. Damian Crawford got South Northwest St. Catherine through compromise, and that compromise was deals with Dayton Campbell and Peter Bunting. He never got it on his own merit. People that wasn't clamoring for him. The people of Northwest St. Catherine was saying, give me Damian, who want Damian? No, nobody was doing that. They gave it to him on a compromise, and the time that they announced giving it to him, they announced Bunting and Dayton on the same time. Because nobody don't want the three of them. Nobody wanted any of the three of them anywhere. So them just also bomb and just take the plunge. One time I know who will three one time and just everybody just go on over themselves until them get over it. Instead of doing it 1-1. And that's what they did. It was smart. Damian Crawford has no organizational skills. And most importantly, he has no people. I don't know if Damian Campbell, the same thing to write it, if Damian Crawford have any people in the PMP. I don't know if him have enough of any people to stand up against Peter Murcott. Oh yes, Mr. Scardrill. It's going to be an interesting fight. But I just want people to understand, for those who say Damian Crawford and Damian Crawford, we warned you all about Mark Golding. And I'm not no seer. I'm not no seer. I don't know. I can't see the future. I wish I could. No, actually, I don't want to know the future. I want to actually live it. Make it happen. Let me be there. And we told you that Mark Golding was going back. Choosing him is stepping back, not going forward. But you don't know. But I listen to we. I have learned through reading and correspondence and listening to things and all of that leaders throughout history found themselves as leaders or great leaders because their focus was on service and for a greater good. Never ever a selfish reason. It's always for something that is going to be better. If you look at the founders of the United States, the people who were there for the first meeting, never even include George Washington or I don't think Thomas Jefferson. George Washington was at the first meeting. The first meeting was a group of men, which included, Adams and all them people there, who basically say, well, yeah, we don't know what all are you doing, but we are saying to you that we want independence, and we don't want it. We don't want it later. We don't want it next year. We want it now. And so, a group of guys get up. Who were these group of guys? They were all still British subjects. Most of them was born in England anyway. But an idea formed in their minds that this is right. This is our land. Why should you stay over there so rule we and take all our resources and garner us with it? We want to rule ourselves. We want to keep our resources. We'd like to have a relationship with you, but as partners, not you ruling over us. And that's what they did. That's what they did. Damian Crawford, and I close with this. Not ready yet. And I'm not beating him up because I don't want him to be leader of the People's National Party. I am saying what I'm saying because with him as a possible leader of the opposition, then our democracy is at even a much greater risk. Because he's a weak man, not a strong man. Him can't handle bunting, and him asked to be removed from the PAC. I mean, I don't know, everybody looking at that as if it's something like, boy, bunting, push off Damion. Is him asked to be removed? And why did he ask to remove him? Can't take the heat. Oh, you want to be leader. And you can't take heat. You can't want to be leader and don't want to take some heat. How does that work? How does that work? We don't know. But I tell you this, there was a time in this country where no matter what party you come from, it was felt that there is a good relationship between the two leaders of the two parties. Mark Golding has basically taken a sledgehammer to that relationship. He does not have a good relationship with Andrew Holness. And Mr. Holness is my MP, yes, and I don't know if there has been any kind of reaching out between him and him, but I know for a fact that Mark Golding don't want to be in any space with Mr. Holness, and by that I can assume that there's no good relationship. When did we last see this? He took a big sledgehammer to the relationship between leaders. Both parties used to have good relationship with each other. I mean, the members of parliament, most of them have good relationship with each other. When you see them and laugh with them one in a picture, that don't mean them a friend. But some of them were, some of them are. But in terms of relationship between the two leaders, nobody cuss like two big girls like Michael Manley and Edward Seaga. Or them it cuss like them cussing like two girls all the time. But they had relationship. They did. PG also had a good relationship with Seaga and treated Andrew Wallace with a little bit more timidity because Andrew was younger when he became leader, and PG never knew how to handle Andrew because he was young. So PG was a little bit intimidated by that. It might sound funny, but it was true. And then Mark Golding cannot find it within himself to have a good relationship with the Prime Minister on the grounds that it would serve the country well to have this good relationship. So only thing we have that good relationship, Dayton Campbell or Damian Crawford. As I'm sure he might run to, but female not gonna come to this except for just say that. I want to end this with a quote. And this quote is very important for you to understand because it aptly describes the current state and the current situation that we are in now. Very, very clearly describe it. And couldn't have been said better. And it was made by the founder of Dubai, Sheikh Rashid. And Sheikh Rashid was asked about the future of his country. And this is what he replied and said. Somebody asked him, what is the future of Dubai? Look around and Dubai is prosperous and rent. What is the future? And he replied, pardon me, and I quote, he said, my grandfather rode a camel. My father rode a camel. I drive a Mercedes. My son drives a Land Rover. And my grandson drives a Land Rover. Then he went on to say, and I quote, my great-grandson will ride a camel. Why is that? Then he said, tough times create strong people. Strong people create good times. Good times create weak people. Weak people create hard times. Many will not understand, but we must educate warriors. Warriors. He said we must educate warriors and treat them with the utmost of respect, not parasites. That's the end of the quote. You can just listen it over and over again if you get it, and you'll understand what Sheikh Rashid, the man who founded Dubai and led it to its great success, is talking about. The man is saying that he fears that his great-grandson will end up riding a camel because the future leaders will be weak. It's basically what I'm saying. Weak leaders. Weak people create hard times. That's what they do. That's what I have to say about that with the whole Damian Crawford thing. Next time, I will talk about him angst with Peter Murcutt. I know that, I believe, is going to shelve out. If you join me then. Please remember to give the video a like, and a share. All right? This is Karen Cecilia. God bless you. Thank you for listening to my rant. Please stay safe and keep the children safe.